trip.
It's a regional trip.
I'd also, in reviewing these requests for conferences and things like that, I'm always asking, what is the source of funding? and not that I'm objecting to any of this, but I would like somewhere, just like the out-of-state trip for the students to the National Speech Tournament, it says that we're approving a county allocation here. And we know that when we approve this, that the county's going to pay for this tournament, and that's fine. That's good. But I know that probably some of these are paid by grants and by Title I and by lots of other things.
Do you want me to share that?
I think it'd be, for myself, I would like to know what funding sources these are.
Well,
I don't know about the rest of the board, would want to know it or not. So that I don't have to ask every time.
Most of them say that they're paid by the school or.
Well, that under G, we have these people, and I don't know who's paying any of that.
Well, the trip to attend the National Academic Leagues of American Tournament, that was a social studies trip from the school. And it's my understanding that the school and the county were contributing. I don't know, Ms. Gandy might know whether or not we contributed that. But
I don't know.
But that's one I didn't have a definite answer on today when we were reviewing. But on the Teaching American History field trip, those two trips together with John Roy and Nancy Perry, and those are through the RESA History Grant that has been going on for several years, and that's funded by that. And then, of course, we have the required training for Joe Parsons with Energy Education. That's the required, with the agreement we have with Energy Ed, that they be trained in that, and that's county funded. And the trip to attend the Smoky Mountain Institute was already approved, but they just changed locations.
Right.
And it's the same trip that was approved before. And then there's a large group of teachers that will be attending the National Conference on Differentiated Instruction. And that's Title I. That's our money. That's federal money. And there's no salaries involved in that. It's just expenses for the trip. And of course, that money comes from money that was provided in the grant that allows for substitutes to be for teachers who go to professional development. And then the trip that you referred to for the speech tournament in Omaha, Nebraska, that also is Paula Nelson, which is up in the professional development column, where she is taking those students, and only 2 schools in West Virginia actually qualified with their team to participate in the national tournament. That was Huntington High and Lincoln County High School. And they raised their money for transportation and for food, but they were not able to raise enough money for their motel room, so it would require 4 rooms, and the cost would be $26.24. But they're trying to see if Huntington High will share the rooms with them, and then that'll cut it in half to $13.12. So I think that's a great trip for
I do too. I think it's very worthy. I just think it would be, I guess quicker if it just were something.
Oh, you mean like?
It's like on the agenda, source of funding, Title I, source of funding, state grants, of course, just so you won't have to answer this questions.
Brenda, do you think that, Brenda?
Yes, sir, I can do that. You may have asked me to do that.
Thank you. So I move to accept the administrative portion for me, since I was the one doing all the questions.
Okay, the motion to accept the above items is by Donna Martin, and we'll need a second. Steve Priestley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Motion carried. Just a little bit of information. It's nothing really major, but we'll go ahead with finance and personnel. But at the end of our meeting, we'll ask for an executive session, just discuss a minor issue. So, but we will do that at the end so that people that don't want to stay don't. don't have to. So we'll go ahead with finance, and that'll be Ms. Berta Gandy.
Right, so we have total invoices to be approved, $680,709.01. You guys should have a printout of those, and if you have any questions, Donna's had one already. Look at that, but, please feel free to look at the invoices. Item B, payment in lieu of transportation for 09-10 school year, Jody Farley. Item C, to approve a letter of intent to purchase 4 buses at the current bid price from Heritage International Trucks. Total cost $580,000. I'm sorry. Item D, to approve the 2010-2011 preliminary budget, put it on public review. And if you guys would scratch that effective May the 20th of 2010. And so all we're doing tonight is putting the budget on public review. We will come back and have our budget meeting on May the 28th and adopt our budget on that day. If there's any public comments, it'll be made on May the 28th. You have a copy of it. If you'd like for me to go through all the details, I will. But just let me say, I'll just give you a total here real quick of what our budget will be next year. We have a total budget of $40,943,502.
We have a total budget of
$40 million. $40 million. And that's, the general fund has $32 million. The permanent improvement fund has $150,000. Our special projects fund has $7.5 million. And the IRA Obama money has $1.1 million. Now, you guys probably need to bring these back with you on the 28th. And also, in conjunction with that, I gave you a copy of the state aid comps. This is the building blocks of what our budget is made of. And it's a handout. And if you have, it has all the details for all the counties in the state if you want to compare us to other counties. I also have the March financial statements, and I don't know if you sent that out to them already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any questions on any of